Good morning. How are you doing today? So, I drove my kids to school in my comfy. It's, yeah, awesome. I love it. I love it. So, I don't really have a lot to say this morning other than, again, I just appreciate you so much. Yeah, and I really, I said I was really scared. I mean, it is still intimidating. But that first one especially was really scary. And now it's already not as scary. And so thank you. Thank you for that. And, thank you for allowing me to show up however I show up. You know, I can clean up. I can do my makeup and and look nice, but I can also look like this. And so, not that beauty shines from the inside, and I'm not, saying anything bad. It's just that, I just appreciate being able to show up however I show up, and that, you all still accept me, and yeah. And I mean, that's who we are. Like, that's as humans. Sometimes we show up in a really big way, in that really good way. Sometimes just say, but I'm here. So yeah. I'm just gonna pull. Oh, there. See, and for me, like the card that just fell out, taking care of myself is a radical act of love. And see, like I said, loving yourself, however, and honoring wherever you're at, in your life, in your journey. And I mean day to day. Like maybe, one day you wake up and you're ready to take on the world, and some days you wake up and you're just like, it's just taking all I have to get out of bed today. And maybe take the kids to school or what have you. So for me, that is one of the aspects of radical self-love, is accepting and loving myself wherever I'm at. Like I said, some days I'm ready to run a marathon. I know with my business, I can go for hours and hours and hours. And some days, like I said, it's like, nope, not having any of it. And really being gentle with yourself and loving yourself wherever you're at. And remember to take care of yourself. And self-care doesn't necessarily, part of self-care is the face masks and the bubble baths and those things. But it's also, drinking water. I mean, whether it's, eating healthy, which, even if that's not always like eating healthy every single meal or every day or whatever, maybe that's not where you're at, add a piece of fruit, add a vegetable, focus like less on changing the whole thing, and just add a little bit, add one orange a day, add an apple, add a carrot or a piece of celery, and just add one a day, and then slowly change it up. And drinking water is a big one. I know I drink a lot of coffee, and it water is one thing that I really struggle with, staying hydrated, as silly as that sounds, because that's the one that's we need that. And so You know, taking care of myself is going to sleep on time, you know. Filling my cup with good energy, you know. Taking care of myself, you know, is being around people who also show me love, you know, who hold space for me, again, like I said at the beginning, for me to be me and to show up however I need to show up. There are so many different ways of taking care of ourselves, and remembering that that is a radical act of love. Love yourself wherever you're at today, and know that that's that healing. You know, for me, yeah, just really loving myself wherever I am. That's a really big one. I know, again, I can suffer from seasonal depression sometimes. Some years can be worse than others. I guess it depends on the sun and the weather and how much other things are going on in my life. But really, like, this year, really, really focusing on being as gentle with myself through that process as possible. Having that, cultivating that awareness around what's happening makes it a little less difficult to move through. But yeah, just really being gentle with myself, being gentle with yourself, and loving yourself and forgiving yourself however you show up, loving yourself however you show up, because sometimes this is it, right? Like I said, sometimes it's all we can do just to get out of bed, depending on what's going on in your life, or not even what's going on in your life. Like, you know, depression isn't always things that are going on in our lives. It can be it's a chemical imbalance, and can be affected by the lack of sunlight, not sleeping properly, you know, shift work, things like that can cause those disruptions in our I think it's the circadian rhythm. But you know, like our biology. So anyways, I want to say this together. Taking care of myself is a radical act of love. Take a deep breath in and release. And say it again. Taking care of myself is a radical act of love. So, thank you for joining me this morning. And love yourself wherever you're at today. And take care of yourself wherever you're at today. Honor where you're at today and every day. And really just show yourself so much compassion and kindness and gentleness. And love yourself. You deserve it. And yeah, thank you again. And I hope you have such a beautiful day.